restless, and we're in for a long night. So allow me to thank you all and introduce you all to Back Alley Productions' House on Haunted Hill. Again, my name is Fredrick Loren. I'm ready at the House on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can throw a party. A haunted house party. She is so amusing. She even allowed me to invite whoever I wanted myself. Lovely woman. There'll be food and drinks and ghosts and perhaps even a few murders. And you're all invited. If any of you can spend the next 12 hours in this house, I will give you each $100,000. Or your next of kin, should you not survive. The rules are simple. The party begins at 6 o'clock this evening. You'll have the upper hand, shall we say, until midnight, at which point the doors will all be locked. You will have until then to leave of your own volition. But once those doors are locked, they cannot, will not, be opened again until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, between 12 and 6, we will all be at the Ghost's mercies. So I guess we best hope they're not a hostile sort, yes? But then again, where's the fun in that? Ah, and here come our guests. Annabelle, our guests are here, and thankfully still alive. Is your face on yet?
There's dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles. Couldn't you have had the place cleaned before we rented it?
Atmosphere, darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up after themselves. My, it's quite a lovely something that you're almost wearing. It's quite a fetching outfit, really, but it's probably appropriate for a house party, wouldn't you say?
I'm not going to the party.
What?
You heard me.
This stay-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? It said it's going to potentially cost me $500,000. I'd like you to have some fun.
It was all my idea until you invited the guests. Why strangers? Why none of our friends?
Friends? Do we have any friends?
Your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted a cross-section. From psychiatrist to novelist. From drunkard to army pilot. They all share one thing. They all need money. So now, we're going to find out if they are brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
It never does.
Would you guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Fredrick.
Oh, but it makes such a wonderful headline. Billionaire playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you. Better yet, no.
Just a sip. Might improve your humor.
My humor is just fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned it.
Oh, yes. That's always good to know. Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Out of all the wives I've had, you are far and away the most disagreeable.
At least I'm still alive.
Would you go away for $10 million?
Tax-free?
You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all. Your jealousy isn't tax-free, and your possessiveness is maddening.
Never been possessive of you, that's certain.
Just with the money I want.
Have you ever had an emotion that originated somewhere other than your purse?
Towards you? Never.
Never a man had grounds for divorce.
They can't prove them.
Give it time. You'll slip up one of these days.
You think so?
Do you remember the fun we had when you did poison me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes. Arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle. You'd do it again if you thought you'd get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about it. I hear hanging is quite uncomfortable. Just in case you get any more ideas. Try not to let the ghosts or the ghouls disturb you, dear.
Darling, the only ghoul in this house is you.
Trying to stay up too late, waiting on me, or trying to think of ways to get rid of me. It makes wrinkles.
20 minutes and no sign of our hosts.
Not exactly the warmest of welcomes, is it?
Only the ghost in this house I'd laugh with.
It's not the most practical statement I've ever heard.
Best get used to it. We're bound to get more of them before the night's over.
You're a gambling man, Mr.
Schroeder. Lance Schroeder. I loathe gambling. I only gamble when the opposition has no chance.
It's a sound notion. I suppose you'd be against betting that before the night's done, one of us here, not saying just who, but one of us has a breakdown before the night's done.
Bad form, isn't it? Betting on a man's sanity, particularly for a psychiatrist.
Who better to take the advice from?
Oh, excuse me. Are we all strangers here to each other?
I guess so. I'm Nora Manning.
Ruth Bridgers. Is Mr. Loren a friend of yours?
No, I just work for him, but I've never met him.
I've heard of him, but never met him.
I've never met him either, just phone calls. Do you know him?
Well, no.
That means you're the only one of us who does. Mr. Pritchard, wasn't it?
No, I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
$2.5 billion.
That's impossible. How can anyone have that much money?
He shorted the U.S. Stock Exchange back in '29. Many became poor. Old Mr. Loren became king.
Why would anyone bet against the market?
Does it matter? Damn Irish luck if you really need a reason.
How do you know that's what he did?
Only an idiot would come to a party organized by a billionaire and not know where the money came from. Isn't that right, Mr. Bridges?
Quite right, Mr. Schroeder.
So a lucky billionaire and 4 dead wives, right?
3 dead wives, 1 living.
And a $500,000 ghost party for 5 people's a bit skimpy, even for a billionaire.
Well, if I were going to hunt someone, this is definitely the house I would do it in.
Oh, what's going on with the lights?
Locked. Solid steel.
They're here! We're going to die! Get the Holy Ghost up! Oh my God! This was a mistake!
Who's here, Mr. Pritchard?
Who?
Well, you said they're here. Who's here?
The dead!
Who exactly died here, Pritchard?
My brother! She killed him!
Who did?
She killed him! And her sister!
Who, Mr. Pritchard?
Stop interrupting, Mrs. Bridges.
This is what she used to kill them! Hack them both to pieces!
Ah, you had it mounted, did you?
Mr. Loren's idea.
Keep going, Pritchard.
By all means, this one will practically write itself.
I found parts of the bodies everywhere, all around the house, in places you wouldn't believe. But I never found their heads.
What?
I found their arms and their legs, their feet, torsos, even their organs. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't find their heads.
I think that bet just got won, Doctor.
Maybe. So it was your brother's wife that did the killing, yes? Sounds like the wife perhaps an arranged threat the husband. She takes a swing at him. He fights back. Hysteria takes over and things just went on from that.
Just curious, Pritchard, how many people did she kill, hypothetically?
Only two, my brother and her sister.
So there are just two heads floating about the house. Is that it? Cause for another drink.
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other, and then they cry.
How many nights have you spent in this house, Mr. Pritchard?
Now, this will be the first and maybe only.
Then how do you know they whisper to one another at night, Pritchard?
I'll take a drink.
Yes, what do you have?
Not the ghost of your brother, is it, Pritchard?
No,
Not a ghost at all, Dr. Trent. Well, not yet, anyway. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Fredrick Loren. I'm so glad to see that we're all already getting acquainted. But seeing as I'm a bit tardy, how about we get a little more acquainted over a drink?
Mr. Loren, please stop this party now. The ghosts are already moving.
I was going to wait for a more opportune moment to make this offer, Mr. Pritchard, but seeing as how it's definitely not midnight, you can still leave.
What happens at midnight?
The door is locked, and you cannot get out.
Mr. Loren, the door is already locked. I checked.
He checked it.
I checked it.
Oh, this is too good.
Let the party begin. Now, back to it. You'll have to forgive my wife. She'll be along shortly. What will we have, Mr. Bridgers?
Scotch on the rocks.
Doctor?
The same, actually.
Now, before the party begins, let's go over some details, shall we? Starting with all of you, why I have invited you. It was my wife's idea, I must confess, for you all to ride in funeral cars. She is so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. Then again, I did order the hair to be wrapped out front. It's empty now, of course, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? So, Mr. Schroeder, let's start with you. Everyone, Lance here is an army pilot, so clearly a brave man. But don't you think you could be a bit braver if you were paid for it? I also happen to know that Mr. Schroeder does in fact need $100,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to earn it. Next, Mrs. Ruth Bridgers. Obviously, you've all already heard of her books. She's an American author who specializes in the horror genre. Fate Longs to Kill is a particular favorite of mine. She says her reasons for joining us tonight is that she's looking for inspiration for her next book. A ghost story, naturally. However, despite her success, she is in fact in need of cash. I guess we can't all be lucky in the stock market. Some Bridgers. Now, obviously, you're already perfectly aware of Mr. Watson Pritchard, a man who lives in mortal fear of a house, and yet he's willing to risk an entire night here with us. I wonder why that is. He says it's for the money, but, Dr. David Trent is a psychiatrist who says that my ghosts should help him in his study of hysteria, was it? But is that a pinch of greed that I see in the corner of his left eye? Ah, there it is. Yes. And finally, we have Miss Nora Manning. I chose Miss Manning out of the thousands of people who work for me because she needs $1/1000 more than most. This poor girl, and she supports her entire family. Isn't she pretty? Now, for the rules. The caretaker will lock us all in here at midnight, and I can assure you all that once those doors are locked, they will truly be locked, and they will remain so until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The windows all have bars in them that a jail will be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a bolt. There is no telegram, there is no phone, and there is no one around for miles. There is no way out.
Like a coffin.
You're fun, Mr. Pritchard. So, if any of you wish not to stay, you must let me know before midnight. But of course, if you decide not to stay, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for throwing this party, aside from the company.
Ever on duty, eh, Doctor? My reasons are simple. Ghosts, Doctor. I believe we all wonder what we would do if we came face to face with a real ghost. And now, my wife, God bless her, has given us all an opportunity to find out.
Amusing. Ghost, etc. Being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Oh, but Mr. Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 as of now. But there will be more before morning. You bet on it.
Fun and cheerful.
4 men died in this house. And 3 women.
Played your party well, Mr. Loren. 4 of us here are men, and there are 3 women, including your wife. A ghost for each of us.
Indeed. One might almost be given to believing that that little detail was done on purpose instead of an accident. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour of the house? Let's see what happens.
You see this stain here? A young woman's throat was slashed here, and the blood sprayed all over the walls. And don't touch it! Oh, God! They've marked you! You're going to die!
The blood is fresh.
All was painted on the wall just before we arrived.
It smells like blood.
Some people can paint with blood, Doctor. You should read more of Poe.
Indeed. It's a nice parlor trick, but let's give Mr. Pritchard the benefit of the doubt and say that this is the real result of a real ghost. That begs the question, who would want to haunt me?
Well, I should say any self-respecting male ghost.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bridges.
Oh, life of the party you are, Pritchard.
Oh, the party hasn't even begun yet, Doctor. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder in just about every place in this house.
How many rooms, Pritchard? Not just bedrooms, but bathrooms and others.
18 rooms in total, I think.
But only 7 people are dead. We've established that's already a murder in almost every place.
Varta Vermelho, 1899. Whoever had a taste for this had, well, quite a taste.
The house was originally owned by Mr. Norton. He bought it, I suspect. But he didn't die in it. He was electrocuted later. You see, Mr. Norton did a lot of experimenting on wine. But his wife didn't think very much of it. So he had the idea of filling the wine vat with acid so he could throw her in it. Well, the body went down, the skin, flesh, and bones all but dissolved, but the spirit came back up in the form of a white reaper.
What?
A white reaper!
It's like the Grim Reaper with the white instead of black. Original, I'm giving that one.
It's funny that none of the murders in this house were very ordinary. They weren't just straight shootings or stabbings. They were wild and violent.
Is there another murder other than the violent type, Pritchard?
Don't get so close!
You mean there's still acid in there?
That certainly answers that question.
I don't like it down here.
Your nerves, Mr. Pritchard?
Oh, it's dry and it's dusty down here.
Dry and dusty. Well, there's a remedy for that. Upstairs.
After you, Doctor. After you, Sloan. How did you get invited to the spot? No. Go on. What did he tell you?
Mr. Loren said that everyone would be giving $100,000.
He didn't mention having to stay to you, did he? He certainly didn't to me.
No.
Yeah. Our business was done over the telephone. He never once mentioned to me having to be locked in this house overnight.
You're not going to stay?
I didn't say that. If I don't stay, I'll be out 100,000.
I'm staying too. $100,000.
Yeah. Do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with the doctor. You can spook yourself into doing something crazy. I've done it to myself a time or two in airplanes. I've seen things that weren't really there. Or were they?
Very funny.
Not really. That was my attempt to charm. I've never had a knack for it.
An army pilot who can't be charming. That's a first.
Like an honest man in Parliament. So, say we do get the money. What will you do with yours?
What do you mean if we give it? You don't think he'll pay
Oh,
us?
sure. $100,000 to him is but a twopence to us.
That reminds me, why US dollars and not pounds?
Don't know. Don't care. Money's money. I mean, I could care less in retrospect. It was dollars, pounds, 100,000 is 100,000. It's like. So, what do you do with yours?
We were in a car accident and I'm the only one in my family that can make any money.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that. Sure are a lot of doors in here for it to be a cellar.
What's in there?
Let's find out.
Lads! Lads! Who are Help! Lads, what's going on? I think
You saw it, didn't you? The White Reaper?
I don't know, but I saw something.
Another of the ghosts?
I don't know. Didn't you hear me?
Miss Mann, do you think it was a ghost that you saw?
I'm not writing a book for you, Miss Bridges. I don't know what I saw, but I saw something.
See what I mean?
Shut up! I am not hysterical. Come on! It's locked. We'll have to bust the door down.
This one?
Yes.
2 for 2.
Get out of my way, move! Max, stop! Hold still! Go, get off me.
That's a bloody good one.
What do you think?
How'd you know to cut the news, Pritchard?
Intuition. Lawrence Whitfield, the third owner of the house, was found with a noose around his neck.
Dead, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Are you all right?
Nothing your money won't cure.
What happened?
The door shut. I turned around to open it. Next thing I know, the noose was around my neck. I was blacking out when you opened the door.
There's no way out of this room other than this door.
Now, don't be so sure. There's secret passages all over this house. There's bound to be a false wall somewhere.
Ghost, nooses, and a bloody funhouse.
Are we having fun yet?
Shut up, Loren.
Go back to the living room, lads. I've got something for those bones.
I wonder why they didn't just kill him.
Who?
They could have tied that noose tight enough to break his neck. But they didn't.
They?
Easy, manager. When you came in here, you said you thought you'd seen something. Do you think it could have been a ghost?
That's not funny, Mr. Loren.
And I'm not joking.
So you two are confirming that you believe in ghosts, Mr. Loren.
Just keep jogging, Mrs. Bridgers.
I don't know what I saw, but I saw something. And she had on a black robe that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you just a little frightened at the time?
Yes, I was.
Case in point, Mr. Loren. Mysterious.
Oh, well, how exactly do you explain what happened to Mr. Schroeder? Or is this hysteria too?
Best have those bones looked at properly within the next day or two.
I didn't know doctors carried first aid kits, Trent. That being said, much blood.
Ghosts are already moving, Mr. Loren.
You really believe in your big ghost?
Yes. And by the end of the night, you will too.
Lance, offer you a drink?
Oh no, thank you, Mr. Loren. I am doing phenomenal tonight.
I'll take one, Mr. Loren.
Scotch on the rocks?
Bingo. Mr. Loren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Of course. $100,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
In a hurry?
Frankly? Yes. Or frantically.
Well, here you are, my dear. It's getting close to midnight. Remember the rules, everyone!
Something was in there when I came in. The door's locked. There was no getting out that way.
Pritchard said something about secret passages.
Aye, but where? Nora, what you saw might have been a ghost, but whatever was in there with me was no ghost.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm sorry.
I believe you. Hold on, I'm going to try something.
You're not seriously going back in there, are you?
Drop the cigarettes, but I am now. Hold on, listen. All right. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. It sounded hollow.
Yes, hold on. So, the wall inside there stops about here, right? But the wall out here keeps going to about somewhere out there. If there were to be a hidden passageway, it would be there. I'm sure of it. I'm going to go in here and knock again. Go around the corner, see if you can listen, all right? Knock a little lower, Nora.
Schroeder, come on.
Around the corner just there.
Oh, there's nothing there.
You don't believe me.
How can I?
I'm Annabelle Loren. You must be Miss Manning. My apologies.
For what?
I realize that this is a rather dull and a very unusual party. Would you like to freshen up? This is my room. It's the only room in the house with pseudo-respectable toiletries, despite all the dust and dirt. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party, but feel free to use it at any point in the night. Miss Manning, why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $100,000.
Yes, but why did he pick you?
I don't know. I work for him. My supervisor came and told me I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I only just met him tonight.
So, why you? What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
I was down in the cellar with Lance. I mean, Mr. Schroeder. I just came up, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now, fix your face and I'll be back for you in a bit.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
From whom?
I hope for your sake you never find out.
I'm going to my room, but thank you for the hospitality.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I'll keep that in mind.
Loren, are you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lapp Schroeder.
The pilot? Oh, you've hurt yourself.
It's just a rope burn. Thank you for asking, Mrs. Loren.
Annabelle Lance. You were in the cellar with the young girl. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
Well, pardon me for saying so. To each his own, but you don't exactly look the sort of man that enjoys choking himself.
And you don't strike me as the type of woman who would like to be married.
What really happened, Lance?
Well, I thought you saw a ghost. I didn't see a thing.
So she was just frightened then?
She was angry at me, I think. I think she thought I was kidding her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens in this house tonight.
So you're taking this all seriously, hmm?
You're not?
Oh, I'd love to know who put that noose around my neck.
Lance, if I need help, can I count on you?
I hate secrets, Mrs. Loren. I've never heard of a secret that was actually kept. I also hate conspiracies. They tend to end in hanging.
I mean it, Lance.
So do I. Just with this party, what's really going on?
This isn't a party. He's planning something.
Your husband.
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big, seeing as he's willing to pony out $500,000.
Money is of no object to him. It means nothing. He's got a reason for dragging us all up to this dreadful old house.
But why? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
What exactly is he capable of, then?
My husband thinks big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I am his fourth wife. The first one just simply disappeared. The other two died. I have no intention of being the next.
So you are claiming that your
The
husband...
doctors said they died of heart attacks. Two healthy girls in their 20s dying of heart attacks.
Sounds very slim, I'll grant you that.
My husband, he sometimes gets insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please, be careful.
Do you think he'd hurt you?
So you believe me?
No, I never said that. I merely asked if you thought he'd hurt you.
He would kill me if he could.
Sure.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost crushed by a chandelier, and the pilot was almost strangled to death.
Is he badly hurt?
A dime a dozen psychiatrists checked him up, said he's fine. But then again, perhaps you could go console him, like you do most men. In your fashion. While my back is turned.
You're so clever, Fredrick.
Yes. I do often lie awake at night, wondering why on earth I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, darling. I married you, remember? Unpleasant, but not a mistake.
Hurry up.
Fredrick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
Ready?
No.
Ready now?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me half as much if I were poor? No, no. All you want is to be a lovely little widow. It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. I wonder how it will end. Miss Manning!
Who is it?
It's your host, my dear.
What is it, Mr. Loren?
I believe you're the only one still up here. It's getting close to midnight, and the rest of us are going to get together in the living room to discuss things.
Okay, I'll be down in a minute.
Well, you don't have to, Miss Manning, but what could have possibly happened to have made you change? Oh. Everyone, this is our caretaker, Mrs. Slagg. The poor woman is blind, you know.
I don't know what to say here.
Well, Doctor, I hate to admit it, but it seems your genuine case of hysteria has finally presented itself.
I believe she's just upset, Mr. Loren. Not hysterical.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. Everyone, this is my wife, Annabelle. Annabelle, these are our guests. Ruth Pritchard, Dr. David Trent, of course. You know Watson Pritchard, Nora Manning, and Mrs. Blanche Schroeder.
Get me out of here.
What about the 100,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Loren.
If I may have your attention, I believe we all recall the bargain we made earlier this evening about staying the night. $100,000. If any of you, when the caretaker locks us all in here at midnight, you will be forced to remain in here until tomorrow morning. Now, if any of you wish to leave, you must do so with the caretaker now. You will not be able to change your minds later because there will be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Now, wait a minute. Let's talk it over.
Oh, what's going on?
I thought we had until midnight, Loren.
No, 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 no! It's not midnight yet. Who told her she could leave?
She never leaves before midnight.
Well, she's gone now! Well, I was going to ask you all if you wanted to stay, but it seems Mrs. Slagg has just made that decision for you. We will have to stay until tomorrow morning.
But I don't want to stay!
I know, my dear. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
Darling, haven't you had enough of this silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This was your idea, remember? Despite my wife's touching faith in me to do the impossible, we will have to remain here until the caretaker returns tomorrow morning. However, we do have some party favors for you all. Excuse me. Right here on this tray.
Oh, terrific.
This is my wife's idea, obviously. I do consider it to be quite dangerous. However, I also do believe that it will, in fact, liven things up for the rest of the evening. I assume most of you know how one of these works, but just in case, pay attention. The round is applied to the chamber, and the chamber is prepared like so. After that, pistols primed and dangerous. You simply pull back on the hammer, then point, squeeze, and let the gunpowder do the rest. As you can see, they are loaded.
These are no good against the dead, only the living. I'll take it.
Nora,
Take it. Better to have it not needed than the other way around.
Mrs. Bridges. And here is yours, my dear.
I don't need it.
But this was your idea, remember? Besides, by the time the night's over, you may have decided you want to, use it.
Mr. Loren, please, just throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Mr. Pritchard. Not for the same reasons.
Don't you approve of our little party favors, Dr. Trent?
Suppose Miss Manning had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
A fair point, Doctor. But I really doubt anyone else is going to be running around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Pritchard, you said something about a ghost in the house.
The White Reaper, yes.
Tell me about her.
Well, she's cloaked in all white, hence the name. She's very beautiful to look at, but also very deadly and sad.
Sad.
Yes, she's
She's always crying.
I think I saw her.
You did? Where?
The upstairs hallway.
Well, show me!
I'm not going to miss this.
I suppose I can blame Hubert her on professional courtesy. You coming?
Got my pistol in one hand. I've got a bottle of whatever this is in the other. I'm ready to see a ghost.
Darling, I really don't need this.
I saw her there, behind that tapestry on the wall.
She went through this wall here.
Yes.
With that solid wall.
Ghosts can pass through walls, Mrs. Bridges.
So can people. If there's a hidden passageway behind it like the one in the cellar.
Sounds solid enough, but there's nothing there.
I'm telling you, I saw her right there.
Nora, I'm going to be frank. I'm not entirely sure you having a gun is the best of ideas, and furthermore, I think you're overtired and upset. I have a sedative in my bag if you...
I'm not crazy!
I never said you were. I said you were upset.
Of course I am upset. I am stuck in this house with you people. I'm seeing things I'm not certain of there, and I can't leave! I'm going to my room. No one come in. No one! Doctor, if you're right, if it's unwise for me to have a gun right now, then all of you will be wise to stay away from me until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Do you really think it's a good idea to be on her own, Doctor? You heard her. I do wish she'd taken that sedative.
What do you suppose it was she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doctor, despite what she said, I think it would be wise if one of us went and stayed with her.
She could have 100 people by her side, but if they want her, they will get her.
Drunk.
What if he's right?
No. He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I'll be down in a minute.
Do you think maybe it would do any good for you to go and have a word with her, Mrs. Bridges?
Do you think there really was a ghost that went through that wall?
Point taken. I don't know.
Well, real or not, I admit, if I were to have seen something like that, I can see it sending me right over the edge.
Mrs. Bridges, do you think you could at least stay up here in case she needs help?
All right, but I'm staying in my room.
As will I.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive. Except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, Mr. Loren. Nor in frightening women.
Oh, I've met plenty of frightening women. Men too, of course.
I wasn't joking.
I was. Dr. Trent.
It wasn't funny.
Oh, that. Simply a matter of opinion.
At any rate, in Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Too far.
Well, what do you suppose we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
The only thing that'll do me any good is getting out of this house.
That's not happening for another 3 hours.
I'm tired.
Stop your drinking, Pritchard, and go to bed.
Oh, I can't go to bed. I can't sleep until I'm out of this house.
shut my eyes for a few minutes.
I just can't figure you out.
It's not that hard.
Why aren't you taking this seriously?
What, Pritchard?
We are in danger and you're sitting there like nothing's going on.
Am I?
You're so calm. How can you be so calm?
Pritchard, since I've been here, I've seen a girl nearly impaled by that chandelier. I have met a billionaire's wife that would sooner kill her husband than she would kiss him. I have met a caretaker that looked like something out of Lon Chaney's worst nightmares, and I have nearly been strangled to death. Now, I think I've earned 15 minutes of shut-eye.
How can you risk falling asleep?
I'm not risking anything. I fully intend to do it. No one's going to bother me so long as you're here, so I'm relying on you to wake me if you decide to leave the room.
You're a fool.
Hey, shut up. I'm trying to sleep, Pritchard.
How do you know it wasn't me that put that noose around your neck?
So you don't think it was one of your ghosts, then? Pritchard, staying the night in this house has made me very wary. But there's one thing I am certain of.
What's that?
The only thing you've ever murdered was a bottle of whiskey.
Mr. Schroeder, I was looking for you.
So much for the power nap, eh, Pritchard? What do you want, Doctor?
I want to talk to you.
You know, I gathered that on my own, strangely enough.
I want to talk to you about this party.
It is so much fun, isn't it?
No,
The sarcasm of foreign language to you, Trent.
I'm not a fool, Schroeder.
What do you want, Doctor? You want my approval of something?
No, I'm concerned with the safety of everyone in this house. I'm not sure what, but something isn't right here.
Well, gathered that on your own, did you?
That's precisely why I'm telling this to you, Lance. You're the only person in this house I'm sure isn't crazy or a murderer.
No one has been murdered yet, Doctor.
Well, not tonight, anyway.
Shut it, Pritchard.
Lance, I mean it. If it came down to it, do you think you'd handle yourself in a fight? A real fight?
I do. Contrary to all of the evidence otherwise, I'm on my guard.
Good. I think if anyone were to try anything, and if you and I work together, we could stop them before they have a chance to. Can I trust you to be ready?
Sure.
That's good. Thank you, Lance.
For what?
For helping me.
Oh, no.
But you just said.
I said you could trust me. I never said the feeling was mutual. You see, I don't trust you, Norton. I don't trust you. Nor Miss Bridges. No, I definitely do not trust the Lorens, those two's moral compasses are so jacked it's a wonder they could find their way to a toilet seat. No. The only person in this entire house that I truly trust is that truck sitting right there. Besides, like I told Mrs. Loren, I hate conspiracies.
You're either a fool, Schroeder, or the smartest man I've ever met.
Talk to me at 6 o'clock. We'll know which it is.
Do you think any of us will make it until 6? You're a fighting man. Granted, you're a pilot, but I still know a fighting man when I see one. A fighting man who's bound to have seen some morbid things.
I've seen them. Done them. Ordered them done.
Violent injuries, gruesome deaths.
Is there a question in the near future, Doctor?
Being a psychiatrist, it happens to me when I have to testify in courts and the like. That moment just before, when it hits you. You're going to make a difference in someone's life, be it good or horrible. That moment the adrenaline threatens to take hold. The deep breath before the plunge.
Dive away, Doctor. Mrs. Bridges,
Mr. Schroeder.
have you had a chance to speak to Nora yet?
No. I could hear the poor girl crying, though.
Crying.
Mm-hmm.
I better go and have a word with her.
Be careful. Remember, she's still got that gun.
Right.
I'm going to go downstairs and get a drink.
I'll see if I can get her to come down as well.
Good luck.
Likewise. Oh. Nora! Nora! Nora, where are you? Nora!
about this? Oh, please get it away from me!
Where did you get that?
I found it in Nora's room. She's gone. Now tell me what you know. This is you, isn't it, Pritchard?
Wait a minute. 5 minutes ago, you said he was the only person in this house you trusted.
I said that because I knew that he could hear me. I don't trust anyone in this damn house other than myself. Tactics, Trent, why don't you learn them? Now you tell me what you know, Pritchard. Where is she? They've taken her. They've taken her and you'll never see her again.
Mr. Schroeder!
That's enough.
Oh!
Watch it. Now you stay away from me. That knife's not going to do you much good, Pritchard. Now tell me where she is. It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again. Pritchard, if you know what's good for you, then you better tell me. She's gone. She's gone and there's nothing you can do about it. Ruth, keep your pistol ready. Damn it. Trent, come on. Come on, you should start this way.
Mrs. Loren. Mrs. Loren, are you in here? Check the closet.
God. No, Mr. Schroeder. I don't think he had anything to do with this. She's dead.
Gathered that on your own, did you?
We can't just leave her here.
Why not? Comfort doesn't matter much during that state.
Lads, for Christ's sakes, drop the sadism and help me.
All right, let's get it out.
I'll do that. Steady now.
You got it. Well, hurry up, Trent. I think we've come to the same conclusion, Doctor.
I think we have, lads. I heard screaming.
Oh, God.
Nora! She's dead, Mr. Loren.
If our grasp would be obvious.
Shut up, Schroeder. How? How did this happen?
She hanged herself.
She hanged herself.
She's
No. No. Annabelle did not commit suicide. She was far too fond of her for that.
You think she was murdered then?
Excuse me.
You understand? You have to the count of 2 to come out because I'm shooting at 3. 1.
Lance!
Nora, you all right?
Lance, please hide me.
What has happened to you?
He tried to kill me. He dragged me and choked me and dragged me into one of those secret passages, and then he went away and left me.
Who?
He choked me and I made myself stop moving so he thought I was dead.
Nora, who?
The White Reaper.
Good God. Nora!
I think it's Mr. Loren.
What?
I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's Mr. Loren in a costume.
Nora, I found the costume in your room. Are you sure that it was him?
I think so.
I think so. Nora, you can't think so, because if I try to stop the wrong man, someone else is going to die tonight.
I can't be certain. I couldn't see his face, but it must have been him.
Has anyone else seen you since he left you?
No. I stayed hidden in the passage for, I don't know how long, but a long time. I came up and followed it behind this tapestry. I heard someone scream, so I stayed there. I didn't move until I heard your voice.
Mrs. Loren is dead.
How?
Trent said, murder. Well, he said suicide. Loren said murder. I think Loren's right.
Him?
Yes. I think I hear someone coming. Get back behind the tapestry, quick.
Lads,
Doctor?
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusions that I have.
I believe so.
I'm calling a meeting in the living room to discuss what to do.
Yes, I'll be right down. Let me finish the cigarette first, right? Come on. I have to go back downstairs.
I heard.
Go to my room. It's the safest place for you. If
If you think she'll dead, you won't look for you there. Do you have that pistol he gave you earlier?
No, whoever attacked me took it.
Nora, if you have to, you use that, all right?
What about you?
I always come to bed. My dear Annabelle, so beautiful, so moody, so cold.
Here. What are you doing in here?
Wait!
What do you mean by coming in here?
I don't want them to take her away!
You're drunk!
They'll take her away if you don't want her!
You are drunk. Now out with it, Pritchard. Why did you come in this room?
Because I'm the only one who understands!
Understand what?
Your wife! She isn't there anymore! She's gone! She's already one of them!
Pritchard, I have had enough of your drunken spook talk. If you ever come in this room again, I'm going to use this gun to give you a new hole to breathe out of. Now, get
Out!
and don't ever come back in this room again!
I won't. Where's what's her name? Nora, where is she?
That is the question, isn't it, Pritchard?
For God's sakes, Pritchard, can't you remember something that happened 15 minutes ago?
Yes. You attacked me! You attacked me!
Sit
Down!
drunken sot!
What is the matter with you people? Can't you tell that I'm trying to save your lives? And this is the thanks I get. I warned you. I warned all of you.
Why are you still here? If we are to be killed by your dead brother, your dead wife's sister, this white reaper, and whatever else you say haunts this place, Pritchard, then why are you still here?
Because I want to join them.
What?
I told you. I'm tired. I'm tired of living. I'm tired of not sleeping. I'm tired of wondering what's going to happen if I shut my eyes. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I fear for you. All of you. It's already over and you don't even know it yet. You don't know it because you won't listen to me.
Well, maybe if you made more sense, we might.
Sense. Sense. What could make more sense? We are going to die. I want that. Wouldn't it be easier that way? Just to get it over with. Can you hear me?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, he's talking to his ghost.
Can you hear me? Take me. I'm ready. I'll go with you peacefully. I won't fight. I won't resist. Just please. Just take me away.
Pritchard! Is that what you want? To be dead?
Yes.
To join the ghost?
Yes, I want it. I want it more than anything.
Oh,
Then go on. Say one more word. Say something.
I won't.
Anything! No? Then sit down. speak again.
Hey, good for you, Pritchard. Finally anyone to keep that mouth shut, eh?
Mr. Loren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No.
I mean, we could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of solid steel. And the bars in the window are all set in solid stone. We have to stay.
Stone and steel. I wonder what genius thought that one up, eh?
My wife, actually.
Your dead wife's, actually.
Mr. Schroeder, please, have some respect for the dead.
What? It's not an insult to say that the dead are... dead?
I'm not afraid of Mr. Pritchard here's ghosts, but I am afraid. When we all arrived here tonight, the only thing we had in common was the $100 grand we would receive. Now, however, we all share something else. The death of Mrs. Loren. So far tonight, one of us was nearly killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was nearly strangled to death by a noose. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria. One of us is missing, and one of us is dead. These were no accidents. These were not suicides, and we are still stuck here for another 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, that's enough time. Plenty of time.
Pritchard? So who's going to be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you something, Doctor. You and Mr. Schroeder were the first ones to see my wife hanging there. Did either of you see anything that she could have gotten up on and then jumped?
No.
Did you, Lance?
No.
Funny. How then do you suppose that she got up there so high? Go on. A simple question with a simple answer. We all know it. So someone say it.
Exactly, Mr. Loren. That is the question. There's no way she could have climbed up there. It's impossible for her to drop from the ceiling. There's no way your wife could have killed herself. You agree, right?
Oh, yes. I agree. My wife was murdered by one of you.
Or you, Mr. Loren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason. Nobody knew your wife, Loren. Only you had a motive for killing her.
Let me ask you men something. What husband hasn't at some point or another wanted to kill his wife? And vice versa, obviously. What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in just such a way as to never be suspected? But no, you two are right. Oh well, I tried. The two of you are just too smart for me. I am not such a fool as to kill my wife by hanging her from a rope in the bedroom of our own closet with a house full of people.
Be that as it may, you, or one of us here, murdered Mrs. Loren, and that is a matter for the police.
Yes, and how do we get the police up here, Trent?
Precisely my point. We can't until morning. What started off as a party thrown by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
You really are a Class A, 200 grade, 100% bloody moron!
Oh, Dr. Trent!
Stop!
Oh, Miss Loren! Stop this! Stop this!
All right, almost. All right, now let's go. Stop it! You're crazy, Lord, you're a bloody madman!
Don't want to talk, Trent!
That is enough!
Let me go!
You're gonna go at him if I do, right?
No. Oh, that's a shame.
That's not funny, Mr. Schroeder.
And yet there it is.
Just as bad as he is, Schroeder. You too, Pritchard!
Whoa, careful, Doctor. We don't want you going hysterical. That might be funny.
How can you make jokes like that?
It's quite simple. I open my mouth and let my nature take care of the rest.
I don't care about all that. I care about the fact that we are still stuck in this place for another 2 hours. I care about why he brought us here.
Are you done trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Shut up! Both of you. We're getting us nowhere. We know that someone killed Mrs. Loren, right? Makes one of us is guilty. The rest of us are innocent. So all we have to do for the next few hours is protect ourselves from each other.
Do you really think?
I do. I think I am going to my room. If anyone comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
That's a different gun than
Those party favors, yes.
Still won't do you any good.
So that's the idea then? We go to our rooms and stay there until morning?
Well, it makes sense enough. The innocent will have no reason to leave their room, and the guilty, well, they'll admit they're guilty if they do.
We are all equally equipped. No advantages.
I wish this night were over.
Why isn't anybody listening to me? Why do you all think you're so smart? Guns! Rooms! What difference does it make they aren't finished with us yet?
Do we agree?
I guess it couldn't hurt.
I suppose so.
Loren? Yes. Good.
Then shall we?
Let's.
What's the use in saying goodnight?
You first then, Pritchard. Go to your room. Lock the door nice and loud so that we can hear it out here.
All right.
How do we know he went into his room and not one of ours?
You have a gun, don't you? You keep your little finger on the trigger. Now, if you go into your room and he's there, just shoot him.
Right. Well, good night. Sorry. I don't know what else to say.
Remember, Mrs. Bridges, lock your door nice and loud so we can hear it out here. Right?
Of course.
Guess that just leaves us.
Figure that out on your own, did you?
Shut up.
How's this even going to work?
We go into our rooms at the same time. Precisely 3 seconds after I lock my door, you do the same. Doors can't lock from the outside, so we'll both know that the other's in his room.
That's flimsy. I guess we don't have too many other options, do we?
They won't hear us out here. You're all right.
I'm fine.
What is it?
Lance, when I was attacked, I can't be certain it was Loren. I don't know.
It was him. He tried to kill you. He did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me. Asked me to help her. Trent thinks he's going to murder again. I think he's right. There has to be a way out of this house. We'll find the police, get them up here before he does.
Then I'm going with you.
No. If he finds out we're still alive, it'll set him off. It'll anger him. He'll kill the rest of us. It'll be a bloodbath. No. Safest place for you is still murder. Go on. And quietly. If I find a way back, I'll come back for you.
of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. I can ask the same question of you. In fact, I do.
No. No, I suspect you're both out here breaking the rules of our fragile truce for the same reason.
I expect so too.
Your theory?
Either there's someone else in this house, or one of us has left our room. Did you hear what I heard?
3 gunshots. I'm not deaf.
That and someone screaming.
Sounded like Nora to me.
I agree.
The screaming has become rather, shall we say, familiar?
Admittedly.
Anyone around in that chamber?
Doesn't fire otherwise.
Good. Ready?
Yes. You check downstairs. I'll look up here.
Why not together?
We'll cover more ground and faster. Why waste time? The time is a factor. If someone's life is on the line, then... I do understand if you're against splitting up.
No. We'll do it your way, Doctor. Let me know. If the worst comes to worst, I was the voice of reason. Good luck.
Likewise. It's almost over, darling.
You can get up.
I had to make sure it wasn't Fredrick coming back in.
Don't worry. He's gone downstairs. I don't think he suspects anything.
What's happening?
We've done it. The perfect crime. Beautiful.
But she hasn't killed him yet.
Not yet, but she will.
Where's the Reaper outfit?
I hid it in my room. I took one of the secret passages after I cut you down.
So did I. The one that leads to my closet takes forever to traverse. Not as long as the one that leads to the cellar, though. Get me out of this harness. What time is it?
It's nearly 5, I think.
What's taking so long? Why hasn't she killed him yet?
I'm honestly not at all shocked that she hasn't killed him yet.
You don't think she'll do it?
I didn't think she would at first. But now, when I chased her through the hallway and you appeared at the door, I think that did it. You were wonderful. I think that's the touch that finally drove her mad. I think we pushed her right over the edge and into full hysteria.
It doesn't matter if she doesn't kill him.
Don't worry, darling. She will.
If she does, it'll have all been worth it. All the planning, all the effort, all the nights of sharing that man's bed. You don't know what it was like, David.
Darling, I know. It'll be over soon.
Where is Nora now? What's happening?
There's only one place she can hide. Down in the cellar. She's so nervous she'll shoot anything that moves.
And Fredrick?
He's gone downstairs. The gunshots made him curious.
The gunshots! I forgot. I thought maybe she had shot you.
Darling, the woman's a piss poor shot. Her hands were shaking so badly it's a wonder she didn't shoot herself.
Good.
What's the matter?
I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm afraid. We're so close to being done with it, and I'm afraid.
Don't be, darling. It'll be over soon.
Darling, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Suspect us of what? A hysterical girl shoots someone. I hear crazier stories each morning before my first cup of tea. And besides, who could possibly suspect that we planned it that way? That we drove her to it?
And by suicide?
We'll claim it was just a ghost party gag. We'll say it was a dummy since I was the only person who checked you for a pulse.
No good. Lance touched my body when he helped you get me down. He'll know I wasn't a dummy. Best just stick to the ghost party gag bit.
Very well.
And what about the caretaker?
She had no idea what she was doing either. Again, party pranks.
What about Nora? She's hysterical, but she's not stupid.
What's the worst case scenario?
Death by hanging.
It won't come to that.
How can you be so sure?
Because of three little words, darling. Beyond reasonable doubt. Even if Nora, Pritchard, Bridgers, and Schroeder all take this to court, there isn't a jury in this entire bloody country, let alone a judge for that matter, that won't agree that there's reasonable doubt that what we say is true. You can believe that.
I suppose.
Darling, believe me. Nora is certain Fredrick murdered you. She thinks Fredrick attacked her in the hallway, not me. Now Miss Manning is driven almost completely out of her mind with fear. The White Reaper, the cry, your hanging, I'm telling you. When Fredrick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
What about Schroeder?
What about him?
The noose I tried to strangle him with. He won't let that go.
He will if he doesn't know it was you.
Should have killed him. I should have been able to, but the thick-necked prig wouldn't die.
What's the consequence of that anyways? The only reason he had to die was to set the others on edge. In fact, I think him surviving helped us. He attacked Pritchard and helped plant the idea Nora said she could escape. Trust me, dear. He won't be a problem.
But
nothing. He'll be convinced, just like the rest, that Fredrick was behind everything. He'll take his $100 grand and he'll be gone. Pritchard's too drunk for anyone to believe him. Besides, he'll be so hungover in the morning he won't remember any of this. Mrs. Bridges will just be happy to have an ending to her next novel, and it'll be done.
I know you're right.
But
It's taking too long. It's been, what, 5 minutes since you came in here? What's taking so long? David, one of us needs to be there to make sure.
when you hear the shot, come to the cell. Bye.
You're alive? Where have you been? Lance said you were missing.
Drop it, Loren.
Nora, I'm not going to hurt you.
No, you won't. I'll kill you if I have to.
Nora, take it easy. I swear I mean you no harm.
Loren, I mean it.
You're hysterical. Think about it. At this distance, with my finger on the trigger shooting measles, I was going to bullet your way too.
Together.
No sudden moves.
You either.
If I drop my weapon, I won't insist you do the same. All I ask is you remain calm and you do not shoot me.
Fine. Do it then.
No.
Slowly.
No, not until you say the words. I promise I will not shoot you.
I promise I will not shoot you.
I believe you. Put it down now.
Slowly.
Very slowly.
Take 2 steps back.
Very well. Can we talk now?
Talk.
Where have you been?
You tried to kill me and you failed.
Nora, I am fully aware you will not believe me when I tell you this. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't believe you.
See, I told you you wouldn't.
Stop mocking me!
I'm not! Nora! I'm not. Okay? Why do you think I'd want to kill you?
I don't know. I don't know!
The reason you don't know is because there is no reason. I don't want to kill you, Nora. I never did.
Just your wife, is that it? Don't try it, Loren. You hated her. You hated her and you wanted her dead.
Alright. I admit it. I've wanted that woman dead almost since the day I said I do. But you weren't there when I asked the others, so I'll ask you now. Why, oh why, would I kill my wife by hanging her from a rope in a house full of people? The answer is, I wouldn't. And the same goes for you.
What?
You say I tried to kill you tonight?
It must have been you.
Why? Why me?
Because you dragged me to one of those secret passages.
I'm not the only one who knew about the secret passages, Nora. Think!
But you strangled me and left me for dead.
Okay. Okay, let me get this straight. You think I killed my wife, left her for all of you to find, and that I was only halfway successful, meaning I failed entirely, at killing you. Is that about right? How much of a fool do you think I am? Yeah, doesn't work, does it? Doesn't make sense, doesn't add up. Why? Because it can't. It's like a puzzle that's missing half the pieces.
Stop!
That you can't answer the question.
Shut up!
Nora, listen to me, damn it! I'm not the one who tried to kill you tonight!
Be quiet, I'll shoot you, I swear!
Okay. Let me ask you one last thing, Nora. Just one last thing.
What?
Even if I wanted you dead, even if I wanted all of you dead, I'd just get it over with. I could have never told you about those guns. I could have taken one and finished you all off before you even knew what had happened. I could have poisoned the drinks in the living room. Or at the very least, I could have picked you off from your bedrooms. One after another. Before I tell you about the dozens of ways I've thought about killing my wife, there are literally dozens of different ways I've thought out. Each one more well thought out and well planned than the last. But killing her in a closet? That was never one of them. But if you think that's how I do it, then go ahead. Stop tickling the trigger and pull it! But you can't. I am not the crazy person in this room, Nora.
Oh.
You want to know the truth? You're the one who needs help.
No, I'm not like you. I don't want to kill anyone. I just want to live.
Me too.
Stop!
Nope.
I'll kill you.
No, you won't. You just said it yourself. You don't want to hurt anybody. I think you wish you could, though. I think you wish you had what it takes. I didn't think you would.
It's been quite the party, Mr. Loren. Thank you for a good time. Oh, darling, you frightened me. He's dead. Help me with the body.
Hurry, this man is putting the others down soon. Help me!
Annabelle? You aren't Annabelle. Who are you? Schroeder? Pritchard? Bridges? Tell me who you are. Tell me who you are or I'll kill you. Tell me who you are or I'll kill you. No. No, that's impossible. You're not real. You're not real. Ah! You don't really think I was going to give guns filled with actual bullets to complete strangers, do you? Especially when I plan on scaring one of them to their wits' end? No.
Blood.
This? Cellophane bag. With pig's blood. Same with the stuff that's upstairs in the living room. I can assure you all, right now, that the doctor and my late wife were in fact planning to kill me. And as you can see, they failed.
How do we know that's the truth?
That's a very good question. You come out now, Lance!
Lance?
Good morning, everyone.
I don't understand.
You should wear that on a ribbon then, Pritchard.
Everyone, I've got a small confession to make. I was not entirely honest with you all when I introduced you to each other earlier this evening. Lance here is not an army pilot, as I led you to believe. May I have the honor of reintroducing you to Detective Sergeant Schroeder of the Aberdeenshire Police.
You mean you two planned this whole thing?
Well, to be fair, most of the planning was mine. Well, I was along for the ride.
Besides, as I've been told Mrs. Loren and Dr. Trent, I hate conspiracies. I never said I had no use for them.
But if you're police, then why did you not just arrest Trent and Mrs. Loren?
Well, I was going to. See, the plan was to wait until they made an attempt on Mrs. Loren's life, but they put that noose around my neck, you see. They had to pass it.
My wife wanted a child, you see. She thought if she married me, that I'd be able to give her one. What she didn't know at the time was I'm sterile. I hate to do this thing anymore. She became angry. She became depressed. Sooner or later, she started seeing a psychiatrist.
Trent.
Yes. Yes, it developed an affair. It may well come without my noticing, but my wife talks honestly.
Talked, you mean?
Quite right.
So you just believed him when he told you it was Trent and Annabelle?
Oh. Now, I know my moral compass might seem a little bit tweaked after tonight's Manning, but I would never go on the account of an angry husband. See, I gathered my evidence.
What evidence?
I felt of Mrs. Lord's pulse as I assisted Dr. Trent in taking her from the vaulted ceiling when he untied her noose effortlessly despite having trouble with the one around my ankle.
So then you set up this whole party to kill them?
Oh, no. You recall, the party was my wife's idea. I simply handled the invitations.
Then why us? Why invite us specifically?
Well, like I told my ex-wife, I had a reason for inviting each of you. I invited the doctor under the guise that I felt I owed him a debt of gratitude for all the positive effects his therapy was having on my wife. The detective sergeant's reasons for being invited are quite obvious. As the owner of the house, I would have been a terrible guest to not invite Mr. Pritchard down to spend the night in exchange for $100 grand.
Drink.
Mrs. Bridges, I'm afraid I couldn't in fact invite you for monetary purposes. We established earlier this evening that the stock market has not been kind to you in recent years, nor the publishing company that finances your books. totally safe.
Oh, but you can't do this. You can't get away with this. You murdered 2 people.
Right. Trent, Detective Sergeant only threw Trent into the vat after he confirmed that Trent was going to throw me into the vat. The Detective Sergeant here saved my life. I did. Or at least, that's what I'm talking to the judge would care about. Admit it, Lance. Wearing the costume was fun.
I admit something grandiose would have been nice without it.
I hate that I'd be back in that room. I would have loved to see the look on his face when he saw his own costume coming towards him. Oh, that was a clever bit of thievery on your part, Detective Sergeant. Now, as for my wife, I didn't push her. She simply fell on her own. She was so amusing.
You're terrible, Nora. Both of you.
Maybe, but you're still alive, so. And so are we. So are we all.
Anyway, it's about 5:45, I believe. The caretaker should be arriving